The next useful product that you can get from the fractional distillation of crude oil is ethanol. And ethanol is a type of alcohol that can be used to make many alcoholic drinks, such as wine and beer. And it's also useful as a fuel, which can be used in cars and other vehicles, and it's usually mixed with petrol. Ethanol can be produced by two different ways, and you need to know details of both of them. And hopefully you'll be able to see in this first way how ethanol can be obtained from fractional distillation, because it involves ethene. Now, if you think back to the start of this video, we said that one way that you could get ethene was by cracking long hydrocarbon chains into smaller hydrocarbon molecules. And those large hydrocarbon chains were often found in mixtures of crude oil. So what you can do when you've got your ethene, which has probably been obtained from cracking, is you can react it with steam and a catalyst, and then that allows you to make ethanol. So the catalyst is often a catalyst called phosphoric acid, which speeds up the reaction. And here underneath it we've got our ethene, which follows the general formula of alkenes, CnH2n, mixed with the steam, which is water, to make ethanol. And that equation is already balanced for us. So that's the first method. The second method of making ethanol is the fermentation method, which involves yeast and sugar. And basically the reaction is sugar with yeast breaks down into carbon dioxide and ethanol. It ferments. So sugar is fermenting with the aid of yeast to produce carbon dioxide and ethanol. Now the good thing about this is that it uses renewable energy resources, which means that the source isn't going to run out. And we're going to look a little bit more at the advantages and disadvantages now. Because one of the main uses of ethanol is as a biofuel. And biofuels are fuels which are obtained from plant material. Now, we saw on the previous slide how ethanol is made using the fermentation of sugar. Another fuel called biodiesel is made from oils extracted from plants. So we can group biodiesel and ethanol in this kind of overarching group of biofuels. So if we take a look at the advantages and disadvantages of biofuels, because you may be required to weigh up the pros and the cons of these in your exam. So the advantages of biodiesel, or this could be ethanol, either or, any biofuel, is that it's potentially less harmful to plants and animals. It burns more cleanly because less sulfur dioxide is produced. If we continue to use it and produce it, it will become cheaper. The crops that are used, because we're using plants here, because plants photosynthesize, they absorb the carbon dioxide that's produced from the fermentation of sugar. So some people would argue that this is a carbon neutral process where the carbon dioxide that's released is photosynthesized by the plants that they're actually using and taken in and locked up. The disadvantages of this process, though, are that it takes up space to grow these crops, and if you're using the space to grow crops for biofuels, then you're using land, which could mean that food supplies will be lower or reduced, so there might be a shortage of food because that land may well have been used for food crops in the past. And some carbon dioxide is still inevitably produced. So once again then, this is a summary of everything that you need to know for this topic. Watch this video, or after you've watched this video, go through the notes, and if you need any questions or if you thought of any questions, bring it to the next revision session and we'll go through them then.